Okay, guys, welcome back. Another quick episode here. I want a quick review of the market. It's Thursday, February 12th at 3 o'clock, 3:24. This will be like 10 minutes long because I want to do some stuff for the market open and market close and may buy some things. So yes, we are having a crazy day. You can see the heat map behind me here. Got to get some stuff, more stuff in the home office back here, some stuff in the wall, little table. It's all coming together. But as you can see, the heat map is pretty bad, right? We have NVDA, Google, everything is just down right now. The market is selling off and it looks pretty brutal, which is great because we want to buy. We want to buy when things are down. And today has been a bit of a flush out. So let me pull up my screen so I can show you. Go and make myself smaller. Go to live stream view. So again, we'll have to keep this short and sweet. If you live under a rock, you are crazy because this is the best time to be investing. The VIX spiked up today, and no one really knows why. It's been a crazy, crazy situation. The market opened there. Let's see, where's the market open? 9 o'clock. I'm always so bad at finding this time. There it is, 9:30. So it spiked up. I wish they'd like market, boom, open day. I wish I could like change that filter and make it clear and obvious. This is a whole freaking new day right here. Anyway, so the VIX spiked up, fear, uncertainty, SaaS, AI, all that stuff, right? I would add to maybe Jeffrey Epstein. What else? Iran, a war, Ukraine, Russia, all that stuff is just dumping in the market. The new Fed chair, Warsh as well. It's all just kind of like hitting at the same time. It's a midterm year, and we know that we should be expecting a little bit more volatility. Get this cable out of my face. I need to buy a better mic, one of those like proper boom stand things where you can grab a mic and put it right here. Anywho, so that's what we're looking at, and it's sort of tippered off a little bit today. As you can see, around after lunchtime it came down, but it spiked back up yet. So we're seeing a dead cat bounce. Let me go back to the 5-day view. So here is your dead cat bounce. There's last Wednesday where it hit and came down and then back up today. So the VIX over 20 typically indicates like, hey, be cautious. Fear and greed is now at 41. Let's refresh that, see if it moved. My gut says it might be a bit lower. It should be lower. 40, there we go. Yeah, so we're in fear. 40 right there. Some indexes as well. So the sell-off spreading to gold and commodities and silver, they're all down too. Big drop day by gold. I mean, it's still up really high past year, but I don't think it's, I mean, it could go lower, of course, but it could go back down, test those moving day averages right there. But pretty big weekday down today for gold, for silver, for Bitcoin back to $65,000. So you really are seeing the contagion, I call it the fear contagion of the stock market spread across different sectors, industries, and assets. Bitcoin, in my personal, professional, non-helpful opinion, it's going lower to like $55,000. I think this is basically destiny. It is written in the stars that we're going to see Bitcoin hit that level of $55,000. I say that because when you zoom out and look at the macro thesis of Bitcoin, go back to the 5-year chart, um, you can see that's where we kind of hit these prior cycle highs back here. Just go listen to Benjamin Cohen. He is the best, I think, for Bitcoin's history, past, and where it's going to go potentially. And I think he is spot on the money. He called this whole thing correctly. And I think he's just head and shoulders above everyone else. This was the relief rally or the bull trap, and then boom, back down again we go. So I think Bitcoin has a destiny lower to test that moving average. I mean, it might happen over here sometime in the future. It might rally back up, but it could just get annihilated down again. It's only February the 12th, and February typically is a bad month, so there's probably still some more pain to come. What else we got here? VGT down 17 points, 3%. So yeah, you can see that top right there, November 5th, 3rd, and then drop, up, drop, drop, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see just this. It reminds me of this, like what I see when I look at this chart, and I'm getting better at technicals and fundamentals, but like when I look at this, I notice something that might be wrong to my eyes, but like I see this pattern right here, I see this right here, and I can go back and see it again pretty much. Almost every time there was a major big drop loaded up, you can sort of see that kind of like sideways chop, and then a drop, then back up, drop, drop, up a little bit. This is kind of, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a weird one out there in the year 2023. then back up, chop sideways down. So I see a pattern there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this just, I mean, go down to test that 200-day moving average, which would put it somewhere maybe at like 550, 580. I could see that like happening like this, and that could be like your wick down right there. But honestly, that's just my prediction. What I can feel is that the overall market sentiment. Some of the most popular stocks I track on X, and I'm trying to build out my own like database for it, my own Excel document. But this is the best way for me to track it. Some of these I have added in my portfolio, like Hood, of course, Open. I'm bag. No, I'm actually profitable in Hood by like $1 or $2 per 100 shares. Zeta, I added Zeta, not at the top, thank the Lord, but I added Zeta probably at the $20 mark. I think it was like here, maybe. I thought it might be going back up to these highs. That's not right. I added it much later than that. Let me look back to this more recent chart view. It was probably here I had this rally, but I didn't think we're going to see this, diabolical sell-off. Nobody saw this coming. Some people did say be careful, of course. Shout out to Ronnie V and other folks who were calling this, but again, this is such a wicked down. Zeta has no right being this cheap. No right. I might buy more shares when I finish this video because I believe coming in at the end of the year, Zeta will be much higher. It deserves to be so much higher than where the market is putting it up. And you can see here, make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, the pollen is destroying my voice. App Lovin down 85 points, 19%, which is incredible. They had a phenomenal quarter. Nothing wrong with their numbers, really, right? But yeah, we're all convinced that AI and agentic AI, if I'm getting that right, possibly robotics as well, is going to replace so much of these companies' income, their bread and butter, their jobs. I can see part of it. I can see a user case for it, but I think the fear is just over the top. I don't think these companies will go broke or cease to exist. That's just insanity, really. ASTS, I don't own ASTS. It's down pretty hard on the daily there from that 123 to 79 bucks. But don't be surprised to see this one go down further because it's very volatile. You can see this big drop and then this one here. It hasn't tested that 200-day moving average, so I would expect it to maybe come home and check that 200-day moving average there. And then Hood, absolutely love Hood. I actually bought 50 more shares today. I know it could go lower, but I don't want to miss out in case it doesn't, because I believe this company is the future of a lot of financial services for so many people like myself. I use their banking, I use their investing. They have my Bitcoin too, which I hope they don't lose it. But I think Hood is one for the future. And this is a steal of a price. Brings you back to almost February of last year. I think this on the daily will be a pretty big point of resistance there. It goes with Bitcoin. I can see Bitcoin having another 10K drop, and that likewise translates to Robinhood having maybe another 5 to 10% drop in its price too. And I'll buy it again because I think it's going to rally higher. I think it's going to have a nice recovery. And then as you can see here on the list, so many companies. Pick one like SOFI, Zeta. We talked about SOFI, $19. I've got a lot of SoFi shares. This has no right being this cheap. Absolutely no right. I don't believe it's going to go down past this level. It might touch it, but it's not going to go exponentially lower. This is not fair for the market to punish Zeta like this. I have a lot of shares that are still profitable. I bought heavy last year. I think average is like maybe $13. So I should buy here because my conviction is high. My thesis has not changed. Incredible company, and I may have to just say stuff it. I'm forced to buy more because the markets are irrational, and I want to own more. Iran, RKLB, Palantir. Let's talk about those real quick because they're highly important for retail for folks who hopefully will watch these videos, right? So your Iran is down to below 40s. It's still expensive here given how fast it rose up July and August, so I wouldn't necessarily rush in here. I know a lot of us did buy in here. A lot of us did buy in the higher points, thinking it was next Palantir or whatever. So maybe now you've got a chance to lower that cost basis just a little bit to, you know, buy back in because it's a great company. Their reports are phenomenal. Forward guidance is really good. So I think there's one to hold for the future. I'm looking like 6 months or a year out or more. And then Rocket Lab, I did sell my Rocket Lab bag at $75 because I believed it was just too overpriced. and it went higher, which I was sad about, and then it finally, thankfully, dropped off below my point where I sold it, so I didn't hold it through there. Definitely trying to get better at selling my winners. When I think it's time, not early, selling them when they're matured. Basically, it's a tough word to say. I did say I sold early technically here at this point. That's when I sold it, and it would have been more fortuitous if I had held on on the Rocket Lab and rode it all the way up to this high. But again, did not think that was possible. You can't get everything right, And then of course we just had this nasty down, up, down, and back up, and then down. You might see something else, but I'd expect maybe potentially a further drop on Rocket Lab. Palantir, likewise, I own a few Palantir shares. Should have sold them really earlier, but it's only like five or 10 shares. Bought at like $80. I don't think it's going to go back to $80. It's already down like over 40% since Michael Burry said he was going to short it. So Palantir is an incredible company, one of the best quarters I've seen there. But when would I buy again? Probably on the daily or the weekly. Yeah, the weekly chart makes most sense to me, I would say. You have got a lot of data, but maybe it could get back to like this $97 range, which would be insane given how special it is. So that's what we're looking at really. I could talk on and on and on here, but that's really the most important thing, guys. Be aware of where the market is. Do your homework. This is not financial advice. Just want to make sure you know exactly what we're looking at. NBIS is down 1% today, holding pretty well. A lot of folks love that. Energy got hit. Everything got hit. I think only a few things were technically safe today, which were kind of weird ones, right? Some like weird hedge plays, kind of recovering a little bit, but it's going to be an interesting 30-minute finish here. And then tomorrow, of course, Friday, data came in. This non-farm payroll data was cooked. It's not real. I don't think anyone believes that to be real anymore. And then we also had some more stuff come out. So not a lot of stuff here really. Some good information. I want to see what they say. Then tomorrow you got core inflation coming out, CPI data here stuff. So it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. And then finally, get on X. Support Elon Musk because we need to all work together. And just a reminder by the patient investor, do not panic, just buy the dips. Like every dip is a godsend to buy something. There's always going to be issues and problems in the world, but people make money, companies grow. It's just how the world works. It's programmed to just keep repeating itself, and that's just what you gotta do. BlackRock buying SOFI. There is your heat map, which is crazy. This is it. Says no limit. Officially 95% out of the market. Price now 6983. Where is it now? 6983. Where is the S&P 500 now? I see we are at 6849. So was he right? 6983 versus 6983. He was right. Interesting. This guy gets a lot of hate, to be honest. Maybe because we don't know who he is, but like give him credit. And like 6983 called it. 6983. Where is it? 6983. There it is. So and then down again. So maybe tomorrow is going to be maximum pain. I don't know. No one knows. Just hug your loved ones, right? Give your wife a kiss and look after your kiddos. And we'll see what tomorrow holds for us. It could be a wicked Friday in the market. Admit, of course, is one of the best out there. Basically saying it's madness. We recovered and we sold them. We sold again today, and Verizon's up 20%. So what's that all about? How does this make sense? CapEx spend is so large that big tech will see negative F, free cash flow, and that's leading to rotation. Many sectors. But now the indexes are down too, so where's the money rotating to? To cash? I think so, yeah. World uncertainty's high. People are just panicked across the board. Doesn't really mean good or bad, just means there's panic. It's not clear. Software multiples are at their lowest since 2014, from 52 to 20x. So this to me is where I'm seeing huge value in these companies. They're not all going to die. Buy the best ones that will survive and thrive with AI, and you should be totally fine. So that's what I'm looking to do. And then this article was big yesterday, basically saying AI and agentics are taking everyone's jobs. So we all need to be careful and skill up and do better with our time and money. So that's it, guys. Have a wonderful day. Do not be scared. Do not give up. Do your homework, and I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. And thank you. Peace. Bye.